to Sharon Cullen Art. Today I'm going to be doing another unbagging video for you and a quick review of this item that I received in the mail. Let's just go ahead and dig right in here. I received this just about a week ago, and again I was unable to use it because I was sick at the time. So I'm going to show you today what I received. You all remember a couple months back I did a review on the Etchr art satchel and how it would relate to disabled people using a bag of that weight. And my review wasn't the most positive, which I really felt bad about because I wanted to give this a positive review, and I tried to give it as positive a review as I could, because technically that bag is amazing. It does so much. But when somebody is out and about painting, they want simplicity. Now, I suppose if I had gotten used to a setup that I appreciated and that would work well for me, then I might have been able to deal a little bit better with the weight. But starting with the weight of almost 8 pounds before you even put anything in it, I mean, add a pencil and I'm done, you know. So, and that's just because of my disability, and those of us who are older too could have issues with it. The thing that I have to show you today is also by Etchr Lab, and it is a new product that they just put out in the last several weeks. I've been waiting on this for about 4 or 5 weeks now, because I believe they are based in Australia. These are made in China, and it was coming, I believe, from China. So this is called the Etchr Mirror, and it is something to help those of you who have difficulty with your drawing skills, or whatever. Or if you just don't feel like drawing and you want to paint. So I'm going to show you how this thing works, but it's a very simple concept. It's like a projection screen, only it is so inexpensive. I think this thing costs $35. And it comes in its own heavy-duty box, although mine was all chewed up on the edges, and I think that was just beat up from shipping. It comes with a card on how to use it. There's also an app that you can use, and I haven't quite figured out the app portion of it and what that's for. I'm not sure why. They give you a few pieces of drawing paper here. It seems like it's probably like 65, 75, 70-pound paper. And then this is the product. It comes with these pieces and then a plexiglass window. So I'm going to turn you around down to the table, and I'm going to show you how we use this thing, and then I'll be doing a painting with the drawing that I use from this, and I'll use those Renesans watercolors so that you can see how those look. I've done a couple paintings with them so far, and this was one that I was working on yesterday that you can see. I'm really not used to the Payne's gray. It is so green to me, and I have to make adjustments for some of that. And then this was another one that I did that I had posted on Instagram the other day, and this was using the titanium white that came in the watercolor box. And as you can see, the watercolors there, they're not like gouache. They're not as opaque. You're going to need to either use a smartphone or a tablet in order to use this product. So you can use an iPad, Galaxy Tab, a Kindle, whatever you want to use, or you can use your smartphone. And it works either way. Now, the first time that I tried this out, I tried it with that Red Barn here, just the simple red. No, it wasn't this one. I drew that one. It was this one. I used it for this one. And it'll give you a mirror image, but I believe that might be where the app comes in. It will swap your image, it'll reverse your image, it'll give it an upside down, a right side up, or whatever, and that's what the app is about. So I think I do remember seeing that on the app. Now, I just used the mirror image and I was fine with that. I'll show you. I used my iPad, and that's what I'm going to use today because I film with my phone, so I can't use my phone. But it doesn't matter what size device you have because you can enlarge whatever you want to enlarge. In fact, you can use bigger sheets and just fit as much as you can into a screen and then move it over and enlarge it and fit it into your screen and move it over, and so that you can draw larger objects, which is really cool too. One thing I wanted to share with you guys though that I thought was so hilarious. The other day, yesterday, in fact, I received a comment on one of my videos, and it was one of my greeting card videos. Somebody had left me this comment. It looks like it's gone now. She took it down. Darn. It was so hilarious, you guys. So I just had to share it. You know, sometimes I get some really mean comments toward me. They're real personal attacks. And this was kind of a personal attack, and I think it was meant to be mean, but it was so hilarious. I had to read it to my husband, and we were just cracking up. I had tears in my eyes. It was so funny. I'll have to kind of tell you what it said. It was on one of my older videos from a couple years ago, and she said, "Wow, Sharon." Her name was N.U. York Lady something or other. And I thought it was ironic that she used the word lady in her profile, that a lady would act like this toward another woman especially, but she said, she couldn't have been much of a lady. She said to me, she goes, "Wow, Sharon, your hands look so old." And she goes, "For somebody who's 50, no, she said, for someone who's 55, your hands look so old." And then she said, "Are those freckles or are those age spots?" God. And I just busted out laughing. I'm like, Pat, you've got to hear this one. And he goes, "What?" And I read it to him, and he busted out laughing too. I responded to her, and I started out with ha 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 ha, because you guys know when I'm typing laughing, I don't usually type LOL, I type ha ha ha. So I put ha ha ha, and I said, "First of all, I'm 57, not 55. And I said, second, those are freckles, not age spots," although I probably will be getting some age spots before you know it. I said, "Those are freckles, not age spots." And I said, "But did you notice the 2 middle fingers? I saved them just for you." I can't believe I said that, but I thought it was so funny. And then I said, "I don't think you should call yourself New York lady because you're anything but a lady. People don't say those things to other people." I said, "Ladies don't say those things to other people." And I said, "Be kind to people and Merry Christmas to you." And I left it at that. And now she took her comment down. But oh my God, I had to share it, you guys, because I thought it was so funny. It was hilarious. And don't worry, I wasn't offended by it. I mean, I could have been offended by it. And I think that's what she wanted, but oh my gosh, I just busted out laughing so hard. "Yeah, my hands are old. I'm 57 years old, for goodness sakes. Look I'm a nurse. I have 30 years into nursing, washing my hands at least 50 times a day. So yeah, they're wrinkled. I have freckles all over them, and my fingers are wrinkled. My knuckles are knobby because I have an autoimmune disease that makes them large. And the only thing I can do is put vitamin E on them and lotion on them and do my nails regularly," which I do. Oh, and to top it off, I chopped off one of my fingers, which makes it look funny and shorter than the other one. So, heck, I'm proud of my hands. They work for me. Gosh, I couldn't believe it. But anyway, let's get on with this. I thought I was recording this whole thing, and I wasn't. I just received another package in the mail that came while I was doing my painting for this other video for this video, and to go with the other thing that I just opened. And I received this package in the mail. It took about a month and a half to come because, of course, it's coming from China. And basically, it's a clear lucite thing. Right now, it has film over it. and it has some assembly required, but it's these plastic pieces that will sit about this far apart and will become a brush holder for drying brushes on, and it'll be flat. It can go that way or that way, whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this together real quick. Well, it'll be real quick with the magic of video, so let me just get it done like that. Here it is, all put together. This is what it looks like. Very simple. It was only a few dollars. It wasn't that much at all. But what I plan to use it for is for brush drying. So I would take my brushes and I can put them on here like this. And as they dry flat, this base is wide enough that I don't have to worry about the balancing issues that I was having before. And I can fit a lot of brushes on there, although it's hard to do it this way without a tabletop to show you. I can fit, let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 brushes will fit on there. And I don't think I've ever used 12. And even the one on the top can sit perfectly fine. So there's no problem with that at all. It's very neat, but you just have to be careful. One way, these little edges kind of flip upward, and the other way they flip downward. So I had one going upward and one going downward when I put it together. I didn't even need a screwdriver, although it calls for a Phillips or small flathead or whatever those square ones are called. You guys know that better than I do. But you can do it the downward way or the upward way. It's very steady. So I'm looking forward to using this for drying brushes on, and then you guys have all seen my stands for standing them up on, so it'll be good to have both of these, and I'm going to go ahead and use them now while I finish up my painting with my Etchr Mirror, and then you can see the finished product. Okay, so here is the box that this comes in, and it has a lip on it where it kind of closes, but it doesn't. It'd be nice if this had a magnet or something to hold it shut when you're storing it. Maybe it wasn't meant for storing it in this, but it's a particle board box, but it's nice and heavy duty. So you just take all these pieces out, if I can get them out of here, and this becomes the stand for both your tablet or phone and your window. And I'm going to move this aside. And this comes in a little sleeve, which I just kept for it because I thought it'd be nice to store it on. Plexiglass can scratch so easy. So I thought, well, what the heck? I'm gonna keep this like this. Now you've got these 3 pieces that are all the same size, and they've got these little divots in them. This is to prop your glass and your device on, and then on this is to hold it all together. So you take one of these and you just put it together like this, just by sliding these things right in there like that. And then there's a second one that gives it some strength, holding them all together. I think I missed the middle one or something. There we go. Okay, so you've got this piece now like this. And then your glass, they say to put this piece down. I'm not sure. There's a piece that has a corner missing, and that you put that down. Oh, there's another piece of plastic on here that I left on when I used it the first time. Oh, now it's even clearer yet. No wonder. Okay, I thought I had a little bit of difficulty seeing the first time, but that would have explained why. So then you put your glass in here like this, and it just rests tilting this way. Now for a right-handed person, for a left-handed person, I want it facing this way. For a right-handed person, you may want it facing that way. So I'm going to face it for me this way. And then for the device, there is an app. Let me get to the app. Let me just pull up Etchr Mirror here. Etchr Mirror. There we go. This is the app. And this is something that they have on the website to show you, or on the app to show you how if you enlarge it, you can enlarge pieces of it. And I'm going to shut my light off here. And this one back here behind me, there. And then you can use enlarged portions of it and continue to make a large drawing. You can see how large this piece of paper is in comparison to the window. You can also put your window up vertically or landscape, so portrait or landscape mode. So if I go into my photos and grab something here, let me find something to grab. I want to find something with a building on it, or maybe something like this. Oops, oops, there it is. This has a building here, and I think I'll go ahead and I will paint that. Now, what you can do with this is you can look at it in color, or you can turn it into a sketch like this, or a black and white sketch, or even more shading. So it gives you, and you can change the values on these and the brightness on them. So this shows the contrast. So anyway, you can choose color, sketch mode, or black and white, or then value mode. And that will help you with drawing your picture. Now, I think for me, I don't know if I used this mode. I think I used the color mode the last time. And I'm going to show it to you that way right now. And for these buttons down here, that's for giving you the mirror image. So if I wanted to show, like this photo shows here exactly, then I would choose mirror image, because once it is it's projected onto this window, it's going to offer a mirror image. So that's what I would do. This is for flipping it upside down, right side up, however you want it. This gives you the grid for handling your composition and deciding where you want your placement on the paper. You can have it off. You can have it on a 16 grid pattern, a 12 grid off, a 4 grid pattern off. There's a 9 grid. So it shows you all of those. This gives you a lock button or an unlock button. Now, I don't know what I just did there. I'm going to unlock it again. And then this is to save it, if I want to save it. But look at that. It's in Chinese. Don't ask me why they did that. But I'm just going to hit the back button. So let me go ahead back into my photos. I'm going to grab that again. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the mirror image. I'm going to turn my brightness way up, because turning the brightness up helps to see. Now, then I can, when I'm ready, I just take that off. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to edit that photo. And now I've got it. I can add the brightness to it. I'm going to keep this on this color mode, I think. We're going to start with it like that so that you can see I'm going to mirror image it. And I don't think I need the grid, but I'll add the grid just so that I have it there. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set that in here like this. Shut that off. Now it's taking up my full screen. To put this like this and set it right like that. I think I need to turn the brightness up on my device too, though, because it's awfully low. There we go. Now, I'm going to show you how this looks. I wish I should close my window, but I'm going to show you how this looks on an angle so that you can see sideways. You can see that I can see a mirrored image through that. And it's a little bit bright right now because I have a window right here that's going to make it more difficult to see. If I shadow it, it makes it a little bit easier to see. But I'm going to go ahead and change it to a sketch mode to see if it's easier to see there. Let me pull that back up, and I'm going to change it to this mode. And there, now you can see it in a sketch mode through there. That's projecting onto my paper. See, there's my old hand. And there is my sketch that I want to copy. Or I can do it like that to make it even easier to see, which I think I might do for the video because it shows up a little bit better on the camera this way. Or I could do this one, but I don't want that one. I'm just going to use this one. And then I'll go ahead and I'll show you how I trace it. Okay, so now I'm going to tap that and shut that off. And actually, I'm going to flip it for me. I want to mirror this the opposite direction and turn this around this way so that the picture is upright for me, because right now, since I turned it around for a left-hander, it's upside down. And then I tap on my screen, and then it makes the line, everything disappear. Now, what I'm going to do, hopefully you can see this picture through here. You can see my hand. All I'm going to do then is go ahead and draw my picture. Probably should have chosen something a little more simple and quick, but that's all right. So right now, I'm just going to make it about that big. And you have to keep your head in the same spot, because what you see me tracing and what I'm seeing are probably two different things. Okay, so I've got a rough sketch down with this, and now I can go ahead and paint it. This is the picture, and this is my rough sketch. And you can see that I've got the essential elements down, and anything else that's missing I can put in as I'm painting. I bumped it at one point and was off just slightly, but it's not off enough to the eye to put it out of. It's all the essentials are right here for me, and that's all I really needed. So now I'm all set to go, and I have everything I need. Now, if I wanted to make this bigger, you can see this photo is not that big, even if I turn it this way. I guess I did it almost to life size. It's a little bit bigger on here. So you can make it as big or as small as you want. All you have to do is just enlarge it like this. And if you keep your grid on your, let me go back into the Etchr Lab. If you keep your grid on there, let me flip it back around again. And you want to enlarge it, your grid's going to enlarge with it. So if you want to do one square at a time, by enlarging this to take in one square, you can do that. And then when you put it down on your paper, you have your grid, you can put your grid lines down, put your one square in, then move to the next square and line that up on your paper with the previous square and put that in, and so on, and then go down and go down. So you can make this virtually as big as you want to make it. You could do a full sheet of watercolor paper that way. Yeah, it's a little time consuming. I think it would be easier if you learn how to draw it. But even if you're just getting started and you want a little bit of help with things like that, that can even just get your main lines down, and then you can put the rest in yourself. However you want to use it. This little gadget goes for about $35. on the Etchr website. And I find it to be an invaluable tool to people who need assistance with their sketching skills, or to just get their initial sketch down on paper so that they can get to the painting portion that they want to do. This is one little gadget that I think was very genius on their part, and I recommend it to you guys. All you have to do is go to Etchr Lab's website, and you can go ahead and then purchase it there. It takes several weeks for it to arrive, depending on what country you're in. I know in the US it can take a little bit longer, but I think it's a great little gadget, and I think that I'll use it from time to time myself. So everybody, if you want to stick around for the painting portion, I'm going to go ahead and paint this now, and I'm going to do that in time lapse, but I am going to be using my Renesans paints. So if you want to see how these paints really paint, then just stick around, and I will tell you what I think when I get finished. Sometimes people will tell me that they've heard from others that if you trace a subject before you paint it, that it is considered cheating. There are really no rules to that. If you want to trace a subject beforehand so that you have accuracy, then go ahead and trace your subject beforehand. Now, Etchr Lab has made this product that makes it very simple for you to get accurate lines for your painting, and I think it's terrific. I plan on using it in the future here and there just for fun, and I can draw, but it's nice to use that too. So I'm gonna try it out for a little bit and see how I really like it. I think it is a useful tool, and it can be helpful to a lot of people. So I think it's a great investment. $35 is very inexpensive for something like that. I mean, considering that if you want to use a projector to project something onto the wall and then have your paper up on the wall and trace it that way, you have to worry about your shadow getting in the way and all of that, and so you have to stand out of the way of the projector screen and everything, and it can get difficult too. There's also another thing out there that I've seen commercials for. I think it's called the Lucy or something like that, where you're looking down through, it looks like a microscope, and your hand, you don't see your hand, you're looking at the picture and you're seeing your hand through this microscope lens or whatever, and I think it's called the Lucy. It's the same sort of object as this, only it's much less money to do it this way. I think Etchr hit the nail on the head with this product. All of their products are excellent products. This is a terrific product to use, and if you're having difficulty drawing with accuracy and it's frustrating to you, then go ahead and get this. I think it's a terrific little gadget, and it could be very useful. So anyway, that's it for my video today, you guys. Remember, be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Take care.